channel. We're an adventure with Nick and Rachel, and we bring you the best places to hike and explore in the Southeast and more. So if you're into that kind of thing, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we bring you weekly videos just like this. Today we're in the Greenbrier area of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and we are doing Ramsey Cascades Trail. It's 8 miles round trip, and you get about 2,200 feet in elevation gain. So let's go check out the tallest waterfall in the Smokies.
This is one hike we've had on our list for quite a while. Thanks for coming along with us.
I found this while we were walking by. Like it's big old crevice in this rock.
Look how flat it is.
If there wasn't any little stream running through it, I was telling Rachel if you were out here stuck, this would be an awesome place for like a shelter. You could have like your fire up against the wall and sleep on this side, and like the heat would go up. But
there, and you've got like natural little overhang.
Yeah.
I always thought these mushrooms looked really cool. They also have some cool names. It's Clavaria fragilis, but it also goes by fairy fingers, white worm coral, or white spindles. So the question is it edible? Technically yes, but would not recommend it. The description of what it's like to eat it doesn't sound super appetizing.
So it's mid-September, and this is probably our last hike in the Smokies for the summertime. And it was like nice and cool this morning. Like a cool...
It's just the acorns, Rachel.
Yeah, that one sounded louder than just the acorns.
We're about to tell you about the acorns falling everywhere.
You hear them? Like you can hear them all throughout this video. They're just like falling. They're just boop, boop, boop.
Don't look up.
Dodging acorns this whole time. But yeah, so it was like really cool, like 63 degrees this morning. I had to wear my sweater because I
now
catch
it's burning
a chill.
out.
Yeah, sweating.
Yeah, so if you hear that stuff, just wear a hat and some glasses, because those things are heavy. You hear how hard they're hitting the ground. We've actually had them hit us in the head before, and it kind of hurts. So
they do kind of hurt.
Don't look up, you hear it. Oh god, oh my god, that one was like 5 feet away from us.
We're in the danger zone.
They're like all over the trail. But yeah, that's some of the, I guess, one of the signs of summer's coming to an end, and here pretty soon we'll be hiking in the beautiful leaves change. My favorite season, fall's coming.
This pretty Christmassy looking plant is called a partridge berry. They are a native perennial. They are edible, but they aren't very tasty, and the leaves can be dried and used as an herb. Indigenous people used it to aid in childbirth and menstrual cramps.
So Nick showed us this before in another video, and since we were talking about the acorns and there's like acorns everywhere,
yeah,
I wanted to show you again.
You gotta find like the really good ones. So
the acorn with the little cap on top.
Can you see it good?
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, those, and then you just peel the cap off, and you want to make sure that inside the cap is like cleaned out. I got like most, that's pretty good, so just make sure there ain't no like fuzz or anything in there. Sometimes fuzz will get into the cap. What you want to do is take your fingers and put them this way. You make a V, and you look right down into it, and you put your lips on the back of your thumb, your fingernails. So like that, and it can be like super loud. I want to keep blowing it just because.
And so that's a good emergency thing in case your backpack doesn't have like an emergency whistle, or you don't have one with you.
If you get that straight on, you want it to be, the V to be really small, and you just put your lips on the back of your thumb, so like this. From the side it would be like pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, just remember that if you ever need to make a really loud noise and call for help, you can use nature.
As summer is coming to a close, we would like to know what your favorite hikes were that you did this summer. Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing trail suggestions from you guys.
We got here pretty late. We got in at about 12:35, and we are basically up here because, yeah, it's the end of summer and we want to get like one more good hike in beforehand, but we're here because this weekend is Rachel's birthday, and we're celebrating that. It's our little bitty birthday getaway for like a little day. So we come up here just to do one trail and go back home because she's got to work this weekend, unfortunately. So we made the best of what we could do, and we'll celebrate that birthday later on. We get some more time, like have some dinner or something. But yeah, you get to break in your new hiking shoes for your birthday and stuff. What you think so far?
I like them. They're really comfortable. I like Ultras because I don't ever really need to like break them in. They're comfortable.
They're immediately right when you put them on. Yeah.
What's that? New boot goofing?
New boot goofing. Yeah. So I got me some a while back too, and I love them. I'll probably keep buying them. I like them and Keen a lot, so that's probably my new go-to.
I had the trail runners. Well, I still have the trail runners, and then I had the boots, but then my boots got a hole in it because a spark landed on them. Got the top of the toe,
and they weren't waterproof anymore.
They weren't waterproof anymore, and so, and plus, like all of the women's stuff is either teal or purple.
Yeah, so
tired of having purple.
Now you got you some nice gray ones.
So now I got some nice neutral gray ones. All right, and yours are gray too. Like
yeah, yours. Mine are gray. Mine are gray and orange. So anyway, we're hitting all the elevation now, so I guess we get to really put these boots to work.
Our deep love for the outdoors has been a lifelong passion, and it wasn't until May 18th, 2019 that we decided to share our adventures on video. Despite the numerous hikes we've been on, it seems that our list of places to explore keeps growing. Every time we complete a trail, we add 10 more to the list. Our goal isn't just to tick places off from a list, rather it's driven by an enduring sense of wonder and curiosity. If you share our long-standing appreciation for the outdoors, you'll recognize the endless opportunities and sights to see that are out there.
So you'll notice in this part of the video, we walk by a lot of really big trees. This is the largest old growth forest in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. So this was one of the areas that was unscathed, or mostly unscathed, by the logging industry. And so that was one of the reasons why they saved this park, to save a lot of these old growth forests in the area. And this area is home to the third tallest red maple in the park. It's 141 feet. The second tallest white oak in the park at 123 feet, and the tallest black cherry in the park at 146 feet. So it's really cool to be walking through all of these awesome old growth trees.
It really doesn't take long to have a lasting impact on an ecosystem. Logging in the Smokies began in 1901 and ended in 1939. That's barely a person's lifespan, and hundreds of thousands of trees were cut down, leaving only small portions of old growth in the area.
What you having for lunch?
Ham and cheddar sandwich. Well, sandwiches on like Hawaiian Swiss rolls. Is that what they're called?
Hawaiian rolls?
Yeah, Hawaiian rolls. I don't know where.
Hawaiian Swiss rolls? I don't know. I don't eat it. I think it's like the sweetness. I don't really care too much for it.
I like it. Like little sliders.
There's a little waterfall behind you. It looks pretty. On up the river. You see it up there?
It's a pretty area.
It is. I think I'm about, oh, that feels great. I think I might pop my shoes off and put my feet in the cold water.
I'm gonna have the towel, a little microfiber towel.
Do you? Alright, cool. Yeah, this is one of my favorite like pieces of gear that I don't use often, but it's so light, it really doesn't take up much space either. You can actually like put it on the edge of a bag or something, or whatever, on the outside pockets or wherever you want to store it. But this little microfiber cloth for stuff like this, or if it rains or whatever, you see a swimming hole and you want to jump in, got you a little microfiber towel, and it works really well. So it's probably one of my favorite, like I said, like pieces of gear that I don't use often, but I'm so glad to have it when I do use it, because I don't like sticking my wet feet back in my shoes and getting blisters, so now I can dry off and be back on the trail and also enjoy the water. So yeah, if y'all ain't got one of those, definitely check these out. If I can find it, I'm not sponsored by them, but if I can find a link to it, I bought it a couple years back, I'll stick it in the description below.
This is for sure some old growth. I mean, look at how big this thing is. It's like we're back in Olympic with the big old trees. Like, I feel like this is on par with the size of the trees over there.
Nah, not even close. It just looks massive compared to the rest of the ones that are in the Smokies.
Maybe.
It's all about perspective. But that is a gigantic tree. I'm not taking anything away from it.
Yeah.
But those ones out there are close to 400 foot tall. You said earlier this was 140
Oh yeah, maybe.
averaging.
It's like the circumference.
Some of those over there in the Olympic National Park were like 250.
400.
No, that's like out in the redwoods. Some of those spruces though get up to like 300 feet almost.
That is crazy.
So that'd be double the size of this one. And that is huge.
This has been here.
I mean, look at like how big that tree is. I mean, it's massive. You can't really see it because there's a gigantic like vine going up the side of it, which looks really cool. That's not like a limb, that's a big vine. Wish I'd get a better shot of it, but I love walking among these giants. Looks so cool. Everything around. I love the old growth. I'm so glad they preserved this like forest and actually made it a national park and quit like cutting all the trees down. So at least we have something to look at.
Yeah. Imagine what it looked like before.
I can imagine. I guarantee you some of the trees over here were probably, who knows?
The ones over there. Maybe, I mean, you've seen those pictures of the people like cutting down the trees and they're like
The Smokies is one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world. So, and you know, however many thousands of years ago, there could have been trees bigger than a 300 foot here. I mean, no one knows really. But I'm glad we still got some big ones left.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this is one of the cherry trees you talked about or any of the others, but as far as like off trail, like on the trail that you'll see, I think this one right here is the biggest one you'll see while you're walking, and it's huge compared to all the other ones. Like, look at the scope, the trunk of that tree beside it compared to it. It's like all the other trees are about that thick, just for comparison. And let me pan real slow and you can see it again, how different it looks compared to the others. And there's a lot of them in this area, but I think that one's probably the biggest because I've seen a lot of people taking pictures of it. And there's two over there, huge.
This interesting white flower is called a foam flower. The genus Tiarella translates into small crown or tiara. Its other common name is colewort because the leaves are high in tannins. The plant was used to treat burns and mouth sores.
So this is the Ramsey prong portion of the Little Kitchen River, and it flows off of the second tallest mountain in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is Mount Guyot, and it's 6,621 feet tall.
And look at that swimming hole behind you that we're coming back to.
I bet you there's a hellbender in there.
I would love to see one. I've only seen one time in my whole life. I've never seen one here. I've seen one in North Georgia years ago when I was a teenager. My friends didn't believe me. I said there's a 2-foot salamander over there. Like, yeah, right. I was like, climbing that waterfall and go up behind go up behind that waterfall and check it out. And I was like sitting there, I was like, just go up there and look at it. And they were like, I ain't going in that water, it's freezing. I was like, then you ain't gonna see it. And they thought I was lying all the way up until I didn't know it was a real thing, and eventually found a picture and sent it to him. Oh, I guess you did see something look like that. So.
By the way, we wrote a children's book, and if you want to learn all about hellbenders, that's one of the little creatures that we talked about in our book. It's called My Home the Smokies by Nick and Rachel.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out already, it's going to be in the pinned comment and all that, description below and all that good stuff. But yeah, if you've already checked it out, thank you for supporting our book.
What makes the Smoky Mountains so special to us is that it's so green everywhere and there's so much water. Almost every trail in the Smokies follows or crosses a stream or a river at some point, and it's hard not to jump into the puddles. It's such a beautiful place.
if you're an All Trails Plus member and you'd like to follow the route that we took, we're gonna leave the link in the description below for you to check that out. We did just look at the map, and as always, All Trails is a little bit off. It does say 4 miles out and 4 miles back, but we've made it 4 miles at this point, and we've still got about a mile to go. So it is a little bit off, so you're looking at more of a 10-mile hike rather than an 8-mile hike. We just wanted to stop in and thank you for watching our video all the way through, for all the likes and comments and subscribes. That really helps to push our videos out so more people can see these awesome locations.
There's something special about hiking all day and then gradually hearing the water's roar grow louder and louder as we get closer. It builds a sense of anticipation with every step. Finally, when we round the corner and come face to face with a beautiful waterfall, it's a remarkable reward for all the effort we put into the hike. The sight is captivating, and it's a moment when the exhaustion of the journey turns into pure excitement. The refreshing mist from the waterfall and the sound of the rushing water have a way of rejuvenating us, making the whole day's hike feel entirely worth it.
That was Ramsey Cascades, the tallest waterfall in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park at 100 feet tall. It was beautiful the way the water flows down the rocks, but there's a whole group up there and we didn't want to disturb them. But if you go up there and you see the waterfall, please be careful. It says there's been 4 deaths here from the falls. So just be careful on the rocks and around the waterfall, but it's definitely a sight to see. The whole trail up was beautiful, and the last half mile is definitely where all the elevation gain is. But there are a lot of roots and rocks, so definitely make sure you wear some good shoes and bring plenty of water with you. But this is a trail definitely worth doing, and come and seeing these falls. Thank you guys for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on our next adventure.